Good morning. I'm about to do that thing that I'm not allowed to do, which is talk to young people, talk to teenagers about diet. Apparently that's a bad thing and I'm not allowed to do it. Whatever. My excuse is, you're not teenagers, you're athletes, so we need to talk about diet. It's an important part of health, fitness, training. All this stuff about body image and, teenagers being susceptible to eating disorders, yada yada. Okay, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about diet. It's a vitally important part. It's something that certainly held me back as a young athlete. I'm a thick-set, a stocky athlete, always was, and it's because basically I didn't have a clue about diet. I thought that what I was being fed at home was the right thing. It seemed to agree with the textbooks on sport at the time, nutrition for sport. But it clearly wasn't working for me because I was too heavy, and we could always see that when I got injured. I'd gain weight really quickly and have a real struggle getting back to fitness after an injury. During the regular season, I was fine. I was perfectly slim enough, exactly what I should be. Didn't have trouble when training was high, but certainly struggled when matches weren't forthcoming because of injury or because it was the off season. So it's something that I really needed to know about, and it's taken me quite a long time to learn and to realise that I don't have to be a thick-set athlete. It is actually a choice, and I'd rather not be. Being heavy, a thick-set athlete's a nice way of saying a fat athlete, someone who's too heavy, a bit heavier than they should be for their sport. All it invites, being too heavy, is injuries. And I've definitely had more than my fair share, and I'm pretty confident that a lot of them stem from, generally speaking, carrying too much. Now, people used to argue that you look fine, you look healthy, you look athletic, blah blah blah. No, I said used to, and they always discouraged me from taking action with regard to diet. Now, diet is just what you put in your mouth. Everyone's on a diet. It doesn't have to be a diet, i.e. a fad diet. What you eat and what you drink is your diet. Everyone's on a diet. Just, if you're into sport, you need to be really careful and certainly very aware of your own body and what that means for you, not necessarily what's right for other people. That if you play a team sport, people in your squad may have a very different diet to you, but that's right and natural. No one's the same. We're all different. The best thing I did was begin to write down everything, and I do mean everything that I consume, down to the last glass of water and exactly how many mil that is. Quite sad, but it is illuminating, and it does become easier over time to figure out what's going on. My latest discovery is I tend to eat something I shouldn't, and when I say something I shouldn't, I don't mean like a donut. That's ridiculous if you're an athlete. That's high days and holidays kind of food. I'm talking about a jacket potato, all right? I don't need that many jacket potatoes. I probably don't need them at all, or very, very sparingly. So before I eat something like that, I ask myself, hang on a minute, are you tired? Because 9 times out of 10, when I'm about to eat something or drink something is calories, i.e. not just water, I'm tired. I need to sleep. I'm like a toddler. I just need a nap. If I go and have a lie down, half an hour, an hour and a half, get back up, it's like having a second morning. I feel fine. I'm not hungry at all. It wasn't food I needed, it was sleep. It's mixing up the signals. Often, especially as adults, when we have generally a lot more responsibilities than young people, it's hard to keep going all day. If you're somebody who gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning like I do, and you're sometimes working till 10 p.m. at night, it's very hard to sustain that throughout the day. And we tend to grab food, and usually it's food that's really high in carbohydrate, pasta, bread, potatoes, rice, thinking that this will help see us through. Really all it does, it might give you a couple of hours, but then you just crash again. So actually that's not really working for us. But as adults, it's something that we've perhaps been taught to do, or we've learned to do previously. So my latest thing is making damn sure that if I'm going to ingest something, if I'm going to consume something, that I really do need it. And that it isn't, hang on a minute, do I need to take a nap? Yeah, now you might say, well, we can't just take a nap anytime, blah, blah, blah. It's not as hard as you think. I've been to a few taekwondo tournaments where friends of mine have been competing, and they spend quite a lot of it napping between fights. It's the best rest your body can get. So if you're at a kind of an all-day competition, perhaps like a swimming gala, you know, or a taekwondo tournament, there are places, if you're creative, you can, you know, go away, have a nap, do what you've got to do. So, you know, would it harm you to get in from school occasionally, and instead of eating stuff and going on the PlayStation, would it be beneficial to have a 45-minute nap? Check it out, see how you feel afterwards. For me, when I first wake up after a nap in the afternoon, I feel rubbish, feel really grouchy, properly cranky, very bad-tempered. But after about half an hour, that disappears. Drink some water, and then I usually go on to have a really good evening and teach well, hopefully, and you know, get a lot of work done in my evenings. So there's one for you. Sometimes you're not hungry, you just need to take a nap. It's all about planning. You know what I'm going to say. Plan ahead, getting ahead, and staying ahead. See you soon.